when a person gets out of the earth, how do these people know if, I mean, the way, even the way they show the Big Bang, it's as if they're looking at it from a vertical point of view. And it's as if we are at the edge of the universe. But like, if you were to get out of the earth, how would you know what's up and what's down, what's left, what's right? And why is it only as if it's one direction? Like how?
Yeah. Sorry, just remind me of the first part of your question because you said something that was important before I get to that last part.
Oh, sorry, I'm just breaking up a little bit. But my question is, how do all these scientists always show us images of, even from the Big Bang itself? It's
Yes,
as if
I got you now.
they
Yeah.
show us in a vertical way, like. And how would you know, like, if you get out of the atmosphere of the Earth and you're in space, how would you know what's left and what's right and what's horizontal? Like,
Yeah.
and then they just always show us one direction of, as if where we came and where we are, and it's as if the Earth is now at the edge of the universe and the Big Bang happened. Like, it's almost like a straight line.
Got you. Right. So
And to me, it never made sense.
sure. The first thing is that people that are telling you this don't actually know, and that's why it's confusion and misinformation. And even Darwin, and the theory of evolution, it got rejected because there are parts of it that don't make sense, and like the missing links and things like that. The reality, as I said, is that there are higher beings and higher intelligence that have restricted beings, because Earth is like a prison, for lack of a better word. It's, you're quarantined to the prison, to the Earth, and you can only go so far out. Even what they're calling space, how can they say they're at the edge of space when they can never get to the edge of space? And it depends on, like you're saying, like if you're in the Earth's atmosphere, it's different to when you come out of the Earth atmosphere. And then, as you say, this is why up and down doesn't make sense, because when people say heaven is up and they point up or look up, and based on where you're standing, like if you think about the globe, let's say you're standing here and you're saying Earth is up. If you're on the other side of the planet, you're facing downwards. So up would be that way to you. And if you're to this side, to the right, then you're standing there. Or remember, this is dealing with gravity holding you down. So up is going to be that way. And if you're on the left-hand side, up is that way. So this up and down doesn't make sense because, like you say, everything is taught to you in a linear fashion. Like things started here and they're moving that way. And this is where the notion of the beginning and the end, or alpha and omega, comes in, because they're saying to you there's a beginning and there is an end. But we know that, how can you say there is an end if you've never got to the end in anything? Like even if you look at numbers, they get to 9 and then they just go 999, or 9 to the 9 power of 9. That's the end, and they will say infinity. And that's playing with your mind, because when you start to look at things, it doesn't add up. So even the rocket man was saying, the one that launches rockets and they can only go so far and come back. And when people look at time, matter, and space, they think they're separate, but they're not. They actually work in conjunction, So this is what we call the SMAT circle, because you're looking at, time, matter, and space are a union. They work together. But our ancestors, who are beyond the realms and live outside of what, they know how it came about. And we are known as ontologists because we've been around from the beginning. Even this is why when I quote the book of Revelations, like 3:14, when it's telling you that, Atum watched the beginnings of the creation of God, because God was a creation by the person who wrote the book and called it, or that being God, you see. So you're asking a really good question, that it's based on the fact that beings are limited based on their development and their knowledge of, even when you say the universe, that's as far as they tell you. But now people are starting to talk about the multiverses, the multiverse. So that means more than one. Multi means more than one universe. And now it's even omniverse. And the high intelligence beings I have to teach you, tell you, come from and defy what you call gravity and do things that you think can't be done. And that's because they've evolved to a point where, like I keep saying, they're 100,000 million years ahead of you in technology. So you can never defeat it, and they have rules and limitations and everything, which the master teacher is teaching us. But we have to start asking questions about those things. We keep asking questions about Abraham, Moses, Jesus, Muhammad, and religion, which is keeping you down in terms of your intellect and keeping you down in terms of vibration. So we have to start doing these things like meditation, levitation, what do you call it, teleportation, talking about universes and talking about intergalactic beings and going further and learning more. And so that's a great question. So that's why they don't really know the answers. Partner Babyanun does. That's why he was like, ask me anything. And instead of giving him the platform and the opportunity to help, you have to remember that you have beings on this planet that they want to keep you down. They don't want you to know, because then they play God over you. And this is what was going on in the Bible and the biblical story. And that got exposed by who they termed the serpent. And they said it was a snake, but we know it wasn't that. It was a person speaking, It was actually people. You had Ningishzida, you had Tahuti, So yeah, I hope that's answered that question.